Okay, hello everyone. Sorry, I disappeared for a second. I had to make sure this was working. Chat up there. Okay, and I ended up not going live last night because we had a bunch of storms roll through. And at about 7:30, my internet and my cable went out, and I had nothing. So we were reading a lot of books, and um, I couldn't even load up YouTube unless I was outside. So it was not a very fun night. um, but I am back now, and I figured to do kind of a little bit of an earlier live than I normally do. And it's not going to be real long. So if you aren't able to catch me live, please catch me on the replay. And let's see, I'm going to. Second, I'm getting rid of these. For whatever reason, StreamYard, when it throws out a title, it schedules another live for me. So I think I've got that fixed now. So, okay. Let me switch this around and then we will get down to it. So, I do have some, I have a video of that Leticia Stauch that I wanted to go over. But first, so I did some catching up today, and man, there's some, I don't know. I don't get if is this about Nancy Guthrie anymore? Or is it just about entertainment? I did see this morning that, or later this afternoon, that JLR did return home. So he's home reporting from there. He said he got kicked out in his title, but they didn't get kicked out yet. But I mean, we're at what? Day 73, okay? And it's all fine and dandy for us to be in here, sitting here, telling our theories, talking about, hi Lisa, how you doing? Oh, and if anybody, just before I forget to say it, before I get too on my soapbox, please, if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell so that you can come back and know when we're live. Everyone's welcome. All opinions are welcome. The only thing that I ask is that everybody's opinion is respected. Especially with this one, because wow, at this point we know what? Nothing. But anyway, we've heard talk about that there was this HOA meeting the other night, and the neighbors are concerned that this memorial they said it was starting to become an eyesore. And, we all saw it out there. I mean, it was a beautiful thought at first, right? But then it started to be vases full of dead flowers and we had that one woman that came out and put, what was it, 50? I believe it was 50 paintings out throughout the memorial. And maybe she, good intent. Okay, but come on. This is not your mom. This is not your aunt. This is not your grandmother. A little bit goes a long way. And I understand. And it's attracting people in their neighborhood that was normally literally that's the big thing. That's why this happened, because it was such a quiet neighborhood. And now you have all of these people. Everyone else has gone home except for maybe 3 or 4 people. Hi, Destiny. Welcome. And hello, Matthew. And I don't know, at this point, it really doesn't make any sense to me. And there are local guys out there that if something pops off, they can be in their car, they can be in an Uber in a second, and they can figure it out. But it's getting to be where every single time there's a police call, like, oh, we got to run over, it's got to be about them. It's not about them. You've got JLR following Tommaso. I don't care if he was parked at the church, if this was just happenstance or not. You do not need to floor it and follow this man. So what? He's going over to Nancy's house. Whether he's involved or not. I don't know. But it has absolutely nothing to do with, yeah, they're going to be going over to the house. The house is turned back over to the family. They're going to be going in and getting boxes of stuff. They're going to be going in and getting maybe important things, nostalgic things, whatever. No matter what happened, it's absolutely normal. I don't understand why this is, and everybody's like, ooh, hi, Truth Warrior. How you doing, girl? But it's just, I'm seeing all these people accusing everybody of, clickbait, clicks and views, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're supposed to do. Okay, we're supposed to sit down, if you have a true crime channel, and go through the facts. And it has now just become a huge circus of people getting doxxed. People can't even walk into the grocery store and mildly look like this man or have a record, and they're blasted all over social media. And I have an example of that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this guy because I said something the other night. Alex, Criminal Network. Okay. Do I believe that he has a good heart? Probably. Yeah, I do. Would I laugh at some of his jokes if we were sitting on the back porch in a summer evening? Yeah, I would. I have a good sense of humor. Okay. And and that's just it. There are people that go out and do this stuff, that actually go out and search, that go out. And with Alex, I really do think he's changed since the beginning of when we met him. And he really was kind of on his own, doing boots on the ground. He was going out. He was looking at these washes. He was looking at places. He was looking in these homes. But somewhere along the line, it's like he got bitten by that bug. And now, and even so, if you want to do a joking stream, you want to do this stuff, and I know he thinks this is ridiculous, but there is a matter of respect that we need to have, no matter what happened. Because there are victims in this case, and they are real people going through this. And do I think that I'm going to solve the case? No. But it's nice to have an outlet to come in and talk with people about something that's bothering all of us, and these little things that are bothering us that don't quite add up. And there are, as far as JLR goes, there are people, not even, like we said, that we found out that this has brought out and shown us horrible, disgusting things that he's done to people. And it's, sometimes you can kind of laugh and giggle when you see this whole big bubble, but when you start breaking it down, like, wow. And take away this whole Magnolia situation. Take away that. He has shown a pattern of behavior, a pattern of the way that he thinks, the way that he works. But modus operandi, right? His MO. And what we've found is it really hasn't changed that much. It might be about different things, and it might not be quite so obvious, but it really hasn't changed that much. And now it's just a matter of, like I said, and exactly, there's a time and a place for everything. You want to do a stream where you're telling dirty jokes and you're talking about this and that, then end your true crime one and do something different. Have an after dark, do a call-in show. Let's just talk about everything. And if you get talking about that case, fine. But don't make that the center, and then this woman who we're all talking about, what a sweet, kind, grandmotherly lady, and then 2 seconds later talk about self-breast exams, okay? No. There does have to be boundaries, and there does have to be a modicum of respect shown. And it's sad because I think he is I thought he was a good guy, but I think he's gotten caught up. And I think that some of these guys have a lot to learn about how you treat people, how you treat victims, how you treat neighbors, how you treat neighborhoods. You are a guest there. You are a guest. Is it a public street? Yes. Lawfully, can you be there? Yes. But what about decency? What about caring about the people around you? Caring about the neighbors, caring about the school kids coming in on their bus and seeing all of this and being reminded there are kids in that neighborhood. I cannot stand by it. I'm not okay with it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to show today, that really made me mad. Well, not mad, not so. This isn't the one that made me mad. This is the one that I just thought, ugh. And this is exactly the reason why I am so careful about showing people's pictures on here. Showing, I'll talk about theories all day long, but once I post a picture up on that screen, I cannot take it off, right? I cannot take whatever I implicate towards that person that's on the screen away. Even if I come back a week later and say, oh, I messed up, that's not what people are going to remember, right? They're going to remember I said this guy did it, or this guy looks exactly like him, yada, yada. And I know I'm a pain. I drive people nuts. I drive people nuts because I will dive as far as I can to make sure that whatever I'm saying has validity and that it's truth, because you can really ruin people's lives. And I think that in the chase to get information out there, and in the chase to get, whether people want to admit it or not, I keep hearing this, it's not about views and clicks. Well, it actually is, because guess what? If you don't get views, it's about getting the information out there. Okay, well, if you only get 13 views, then only 13 people get your information. If you get 1 million views, 1 million people get your information. So it absolutely is about clicks and views. And to say it's not, you're lying. You're lying. And it's stupid. You're lying. Because not anyone would do this to the extent that most of us do this, and are digging and are looking and are researching and watching to have 5 people hear about it, right? If I'm going over a missing persons case, am I better off having 5 people see it or 1,000? It's just common sense. So I'm getting really sick and tired of hearing that. It's not about clicks and views. It is. Guess what? It is. Because if not, there's absolutely no reason to do this. You might as well be standing in your bathroom talking to yourself in the mirror. And there does need to be boundaries, and there does need to be respect for the victims, no matter what kind of victims they are, especially with, in JLR. He's got people he sued. He's got girlfriends he took advantage of. He's got people that he's taking advantage of right now, in my opinion. Well, no, and I don't mean twisting the truth. That's not what I'm talking about, truth. I don't mean twisting the truth, because I will never twist the truth. I will always be able to back up whatever I put in my title. We're going to talk about that. And I'm going to show you why what I put in my title is relevant. But again, and that's the thing. If you have to, and I'll talk to you about the situation that I'm actually talking about later, truth. I didn't get to talk to you about that today. No, I know. I know you don't mean me. I know you don't mean me. I just mean that there's a lot of people out here right now that are saying that it's not about clicks and views, but it is. And we have to be truthful about that, because it is. Because, and yes, I don't, if me putting out the truth means people aren't going to watch me, then whatever, but I want as many people as I can to get to watch me, because I am telling the truth. And I want what I say, because I know it's fact driven. I know it's the truth. I want that to get more views than a clickbait title that's about just junk, right? Because that's when we get all these little weirdos and all these little stories getting stuck in that's not true. That's, was it the other day somebody comes in and goes, oh, Tommaso just got arrested. Why? Why would you come in and say something like that? It's not true. It's not. Well, you were in here, truth, when somebody came in and said something about, they literally said that Brian Enton had reported some big thing, and he hadn't. The last video that he made was the one that we were going over. Like, why would you do that? That's weird to me. But those clickbait titles, they don't do anybody any good. If you're good and you tell the truth, then you're going to eventually, it might not be big at first, but you are eventually going to grow. And that's the whole point of being on here, is getting reach. Because whatever you're telling, if you're being truthful and you have integrity, then eventually people are going to see that they can trust you, and they're going to subscribe, and they're going to get view. And that's where your views come up. Those are the views that matter. You know, I don't want anybody viewing me because they hate me. I don't want anybody viewing me because they want to see what I'm going to lie about next. I want them to watch me because they know that whatever I'm putting on here, I have researched, I have looked up, and I have made sure that before I put it up. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Integrity is one of the, I absolutely cannot stand liars. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in the face of the earth. And if I know you're lying to me, I'll cut you off in a heartbeat. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. And I think there are a lot of people that are out doing this, and they're not telling truth. They're just getting people to watch them. But if you want this to be sustainable, then you got to tell the truth. And you can't, and you don't have the right to just pick somebody out of whatever story you've read and put somebody up on blast that has nothing to do with this. Hi, Nina. How you doing, hon? And it's just, that's how I feel. So let me get this up. This is one of the first things. So this is a man named Anthony Sanchez. I don't know who this guy is or this guy is, but this is someone that was added in. Alex had put this out as a possible suspect in the case. And it's false news, which is a huge, by the way, terms of service. No. Okay. You're not supposed, you cannot put out false news. If it's found to be false, you will be flagged. They will take your post down, and eventually there will be repercussions for your channel. That's not worth it. It's not worth it for the couple extra views that you get by calling this man out. And so what he says, this is a false report. I am Anthony. I have nothing to do with this. Please report it. And this is what he has said. Anthony Sanchez, this is a false report. I am Anthony and I have nothing to do with this. Please report it. It's false news. And my stepdad was hospitalized a month ago in ICU and is recovering from a car accident. Real. Whoever made this is an evil person and has only put negative into the world. We should be helping each other bring our loved ones home. May God bless you and all your loved ones. Please report. Thank you. So here's someone that's going through a really hard time in their life. Obviously, has nothing to do with this. Doesn't deserve to be brought into it, but because Alex's side, he looks like somebody in a picture, you're gonna be put on blast. And who knows who these other guys are? You know, one of the things that I have learned by meeting so many people on social media is a lot of people have records, but it doesn't mean that they're out doing stuff like this, right? Now, this is something else. And this goes back to them getting really sick of, and Nerdy, if any of Nerdy's friends are watching, I hope it's okay that I use this.
Well, today marks day 72 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Today we are learning that the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
Well, exactly. You can be sued over that, because that's the thing about defamation. If it's untrue, that's what it is. It's untrue. And all these people are threatening each other. I'm going to sue you for defamation, for libel, for this, for that. If it's true, there's nothing you could do about it.
Department is increasing patrols in 2 neighborhoods connected to the Guthrie investigation after new complaints of harassment.
Guess what 2 neighborhoods? Can you guess?
Deputies recently attended a homeowners association meeting in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood where residents reported a YouTuber harassing people in that area. The Sheriff's Department says they have also received similar complaints from Nancy Guthrie's daughter Annie's neighborhood.
And it's not them. That's the thing. It's not that. It's not just them. It's not the family. This is neighbors saying, get out. We're done. You can keep Nancy's name alive and in out there without sitting in a lawn chair in front of her house. Okay? Because this is the thing. Nothing is going to happen there again. If police do go back there, because they've talked about getting some more, I believe they're talking about Alex, because he had gone up to one of the neighbors' houses, was it last week or the week before, knocking on the door because he believed that the woman that lived there was the one that called the FBI on him. And I have a new video of something that happened, I believe it was last night. You're going to die.
And have responded by
well, not really, but
increasing patrols in both of those locations. Well, today marks day 72 in the search for Nancy.
So they're upping patrols. They're anybody that basically even slows down in front of the house is getting a ticket. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, he's calling them to let them know that this is the guy, because one of the reasons why he called the HOA, I believe, to let them know is because, according to JLR, some of these people were offering him to stay in their homes, and that's what started that. Yeah, and no way. Well, and that's it. Nobody likes it when someone's in their neighborhood protesting. But with this, there's nothing to protest at Nancy's. She's not there. If they do go back, they're just going to go and get some, evidence, DNA, whatever. But we're not going to see that. We're just going to see cars parked in the driveway. And so, and like I said, there are local guys that are there that can do that now. And, we've got this group of guys. You got Alex that's telling, dirty jokes, and Smoking Jay is sitting out in front of her house. You've got JLR that's got this big thing that's come out about him. You also have Ted that almost got himself trafficked the other night. So that's kind of fun. If I really and truly felt that this was about this driver, if I really and truly felt that they really actually cared about this woman or this case, then I might have a little bit different opinion of some of them. And I'm not saying it's not all YouTubers, so don't get me wrong. I don't believe that it's all. I believe that it's this, he got in touch with some bartenders. They took him to a party over the border. They took his phone. They took his keys. He was missing for 24 hours. Missing for 24 hours. And then he came back. Apparently the other day, now he's a storm chaser. He was trying to chase storms with the Dominator. And, oh yeah, it's actually it's funny. I mean, well, not funny now that we know he's not like in a 6-foot hole in the middle of the desert somewhere, or but yeah, I mean, just so this, before I get to the Leticia Stauch stuff, I do want to show this. Let me see if this is the right one. Let's see.
This is the exclusive, guys. You're seeing it right here. She got an 818 number to do? The fuck? That's going to be weird. My mom has an 818 number. So you still have an 818 number?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to, well, we need Ted then, apparently. Ted and his Dominator. That's why I'm trying to get this done now, because I know the storms were going to come in, and I figured this way I'll get off. Power goes out or the cable goes out again. We'll still be good. Yeah.
Oh, she's all about California, huh? I get it.
You got to watch this, though, driver. This is what I was talking about last night.
Okay, let's see. Call this old heifer. Oh, yeah. She's gonna hear some shit. Uh-huh. Let's hope this is it.
Now, this is after he has looked up. He went online and looked up Sue Ellen's phone number, the neighbor, Sue Ellen. And this is after he found out what happened at the HOA, heard what happened at the HOA meeting, which is they are increasing patrols. They are going to be putting, I believe, from what I heard, a camera up in front of Nancy's house. Like, probably not taping the house, but just recording anyone that's going by, and some extra cameras in the neighborhood to see who is going through their neighborhood. And also, I mean, even without the YouTubers, what we have seen on some of these Ring cameras is there are some creepers walking through that neighborhood at night that nobody realized, I think. And so, yeah.
I'm not doxing her, so I'm not like, showing you. I'm like, oh, no, we're going to try. Hello, is this Dr. Sue Ellen? Stay.
Now, he's already doxed her that what her job is, where she worked, etc.
Character, stay in character. Okay. Stay in character. Okay.
Speed this up.
Hi, you've reached 811. Please leave a name, number, and brief message, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Listen, you fucking bitch. You're a fucking, you know what, Sue Ellen? Bitch.
This is funny, right? A neighbor that lives in that neighborhood who is probably afraid, lost her neighbor. Maybe she's not the sweetest welcoming committee, but she doesn't deserve this. She's not part of this story.
Bitch. Yeah, call me back, bitch. You guys are hung up a long time ago. I thought that'd be funny. I'm like, oh, I'm really getting interested now.
Yeah. Super funny, right? See what this one is.
Let's see. Sue Ellen, what's your last name, guys? I don't find her number. Ted went to Minnesota to cover the Nancy case in his hotel room.
Yeah.
Is he in witness protection, guys?
I mean, what's the point of this?
Hope he's all right, man. I'm going to call him. Swap meet set to the tune of Sitting at the Bar by Rehab. Nice. Call Sue Ellen. Let's put her on three-way. Oh, that's what we're doing, guys. But
I don't know. I don't know if it would be an arrestable offense, but she could probably sue him. She could probably get some kind of like restraining order against him because she is not a public figure. See, that's the difference too that people have to remember. People like streamers, when you go on and you have a channel and you're going to go live, and even me that doesn't do my face all the time, I've decided to make myself public. And Italian girl, no, I didn't. Is it on what do you call it? On YouTube? But yeah, it is harassment. And he says her last name. There was a video the other day, they went and looked up that, who was it? It was that chick that, I thought, that's what I was saying. I'm like, I know that face, but I do not know that name. Okay. phew. Okay, I'm not tripping out. Okay, I just want to make sure. But they were going down, and this was so ridiculous to me. She's an anthropologist, and they were going through all the studies that she studied and some of the papers that she wrote, and they're like, did she do it? Like, are you kidding me? Exactly, Truth. That is exactly it. You know, he is a public figure. JLR is a public figure. They've chosen that. Molly Golightly is a public figure. I am, because I have chosen to put myself public. And exactly, Lisa, it just shows the lack of respect, because this isn't about her. And she has the right to say,
I need the phone number first. Or I need her.
And I thought that this is the one. Isn't it Sue Ellen that Dolly got in a fight with because she was blocking her driveway? And he called her a bitch. Well, yeah. Get out from in front of my driveway. Yeah. No, you don't get to put your crap on my lawn, okay? No, you don't. And this is the thing, is she had already had it because it was her property. I thought that those people had literally gone and put a tent and a generator and all that. So it was one of the mainstream media that did it, but still, you know, I don't think that they're sitting there going, oh, well, this is a YouTuber, this is the mainstream media. To them, all of those people are invaders, all of them, you know? I mean,
last name, it's Sue Ellen Gadri. I forgot, and if I don't know it, I can't find a number. Harassing caller, not if I only call one time.
So only calling someone you don't really know that hasn't given you their phone number or told you, hey, give me a call, because you only do it once, it's not harassing. Like, oh, I saw that. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, the more I've dug into, I have dug it, not dug, and I don't want to say dug because Doug sounds so cruddy, but the more I've looked into Naomi, like, she's a really sick person. And I don't know. I just feel bad for her. I don't think, and I don't know if you heard the ex-boyfriend did a video on her the other day, and oh, it is heartbreaking to hear about her life. And like right before, and this is another theme, kind of funny, this is that criminal network guy driver. It's, what is it? Like right before it was either right before or during, but I believe it was right before, she lost her mother, her brother, and her father, like within months of each other, all separate incidences, unrelated. But she's diagnosed schizophrenic, and she was also addicted to math. So, and we were talking about that in Molly's chat the other day, because some people were, JLR's wife, is his, and he's still married to her, legally married to her. They were only together. They were together 2 weeks. They got married. He brought her home to his parents' house. This is according to Angela, his ex-girlfriend. This was what I believe, and I'm not positive, but I believe she said it was either JLR or his mother that told her this, but that he brought her home. She was there for like 2 months, maybe, and she was a mess. And so this parent said, no, get her out of here. And that was when she was committed. They sent her to Colorado. I believe that was where she was from. And she was committed there. And she has spent most of her life either in jail, in the mental health wards. And they are still, because that has been, I guess, an issue with some of the girlfriends, is that he was still legally married. So he could never really legally marry another person. And I don't know if this is the case with him or not, but I know a lot of guys that do that, and they do it as an excuse to not have to commit, you know? I don't doubt it. He's had quite a few, I think, in his lifetime, you know? And
not if I'm only going to call to ask to do an interview. I'm not calling to call her a bitch or nothing, even though she's a bitch.
So he's talking about her like this, and then he wants her to do an interview. An interview for what? What is she going to say? You already know what happened at the HOA interview in the meeting. She's one of the people speaking out about you guys all being there. It's no.
She's a bitch. You bitch. Sue Ellen, you're a bitch. But we didn't do that. We could have done that. Juanita could have bitch slapped her.
Bitch slapped her. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, I definitely will. You weren't in here when I was saying it earlier. We're under a tornado watch right now. We had storms last night that knocked out my internet and my cable, and we're supposed to, about the next half hour, 45 minutes. We're supposed to have more coming in. So I thought I'll get all this out before my house gets hit by lightning or anything. And we're on another flood watch too. So fun. No, who stayed with him? It was either Mark the Shark or Dad's Gone Live that stayed with him.
Just Juanita would have flattened her. One time.
Well, and that's just it too. No one would want to be interviewed by someone random with no names. Exactly. I mean, see, we probably, you're right across the lake from me. So yeah, you get it and then we get it. And then that's what I'm always joking. I always tell Molly, I'm like, if you want to know what the weather's going to be like at your house tomorrow, ask me what mine is today, because it's all that we're right on the same line. But that's just it. You're not a reporter. Interview. No, you don't need to. You're supposed to be out searching. You don't need to interview. If you're searching and you want to interview somebody, fine. But when you're sitting there calling somebody a bitch every 5 seconds, hi Doug, how you doing? Then if you want to interview someone, then you give them respect. You don't call them all these names, try to turn everybody against them. So then what happens? You've done all this, you've revved your audience up, and you do get to call her. Then what's the chat going to look like? Is this old woman who probably really has no idea about chat rooms and stuff like that, is she going to get attacked in the comments? Hi, Mark. Oh, I'm telling you. I think he's harmless. I just think he got caught up in it, but this is the thing, is he was so like offended that someone called the FBI on him. Like, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Did he? Okay, I thought one or both of them did. And well, and that's just it. And it's, I don't know. The last thing you want to do is make enemies out of this neighbor. And she's not. She's within her rights. I mean,
Just for just being in her face like that, and she didn't. She's lucky that we're nice. And if we ever did what she did to us, she would have fucking called the cops. I don't give a fuck.
What did she do that was so horrible? You're scared of an old lady telling you to get out? I thought you guys were best friends. See, that's what people don't understand. Sue Ellen was not getting along with these guys. That's why I don't understand why JLR keeps saying that he's got to give Sue Ellen some coffee. Like, it seems like another game to me. One of his games. Yeah, he is. Did you hear? I'm calling her a bitch. Trying to call her. He doxed her last name. But see, that's another one. Jim has kind of distanced himself. And, 857. I know a lot of people are not real big fans of his, but I think he's another one that kind of got caught up because he has some cases that he's really interested in. And this was a great way to get more people to look and to see. And then you start realizing that you get that bug that bit you. This can be almost like a drug for some people, and, but I didn't ever see her being disrespectful and I feel like I didn't, like, JLR kind of talked about her as being like a buddy of his, but I don't think that was the case. And I feel like they're almost taunting her with trying to give her, the coffee and all that stuff. And I don't know.
911. Always, guys. I'm chasing dragons. Call Nano. Where's Nano? So nobody knows Sue Ellen Biznat. Is that her last name? Biznat. That's what it is. Biznat. Galt. Thank you. Thank you, Frenchie. Someone else probably said it too, and I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to catch it. Sue Ellen Galt.
So why does everybody need to know her last name, though? Like, that's what I don't understand. Hi, Laura. Welcome to my little, I don't know what you call it. But, yeah, so, I don't know.
What do I say, guys? Hi, I'm calling from the, what? Or how do I just be like, because I want to be like, I was hoping we could get an interview with you. Oh. Hello, this is Sue Ellen.
Yeah, I think she knows who you are, and I think she'd probably say no. Yeah, I think he has too. He hasn't flat out said it, but I have noticed he's not around, and he was in the day that Molly Golightly had that she had J for Justice on talking about this stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kimmy. Italian girl. It's not so cute today. It is so humid here. It's up in a ponytail because I look like a Swiffer right now. So, well, and that's it. And one of the things that 857 said in there, and I did double check because I'm a mod, it was him. It wasn't one of the fake accounts. Is he's like, I'm learning. I'm trying, and I get that. But that's why you got to be real careful who you learn about. And I've learned that in this. Creating my channel, I have learned that you do have to be careful. Look at what I did. I told all you guys JLR was a great guy, right? And I was warned by people that knew better than me. And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You have to pay your dues. You're not going to have 90 or 100,000 subs overnight. Number one. Number two, you're not going to, especially if you're sticking in the middle lane and making sure that what you are saying and doing maybe isn't the most sensational thing, but it's the truth. And, oh, thank you, Truth. It feels so much better. Because my hair was down. I was I was getting tucked in my jeans. It was getting stuck in my bra. It was driving me nuts. I was laying on it. So, I think with him, I think he thinks he's funny. He, like I said, I was saying it earlier, driver, like this is somebody like he probably, if he was out on our back porch, like you guys would probably have a blast telling dirty jokes and stuff like that. But there's just no place for it when you're sitting out in the front of a house of an 84-year-old woman who got pulled out of her bed in the middle of the night, And oh, big time. We've had that talk, Truth Warrior, about knowing who you listen to, knowing who you follow,
This is Miss Sue Ellen Gold. Okay. Let me see. Let me get the number. Let me see. Yay. Call-ins or call-outs. Oil. Oh, wait a minute.
See, Doug, if you're...
Exact matches. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, she getting blocked on this? Oh, okay. Oh, gold? Oh, gold. Isn't that nice? Oh, my gold. Fuck yeah. Hi, Sue Ellen. Okay. Okay, let me get to the chat before I call. Let me see. I need some questions, quick ones or something to kind of keep me going. That's all. Because I'll start running out of shit. That would keep me serious.
And that's just it, too. You want to call someone and interview them, but you don't have any questions prepared. Your chat's supposed to do it for you, right? Hey, you guys do my job for me. No. You want to be serious? Be serious. Fine. If you want to be serious and do a serious interview, I'll watch you. Well, that's the thing is he's mad about that, Doug. But that's us saying is that If you really care about this and law enforcement starts questioning you because you're in places that are a little odd, because you're popping up in places, if you care and you want to be a part of this, then talk to them and tell the truth. I know, but that's the thing, is I feel responsible, Doug, because that's something that, like, I felt like, especially with this new information that has come up, and we had some people in here that were talking about being survivors, and I haven't seen them in here, and I feel bad. There is something, and I don't know if it's just a dishonesty, I don't know if it's like an arrogance. I don't know what it is. Oh, he has his whole life. I mean, that's the thing, Doug. It's not, and this isn't something new. It's been his whole life. And hang on one second. There's a knock at the office door.
Should I do the English accent? Hello, my name is Alexander, and I'm calling from the criminal. No, not criminal network. Oh, I gotta say a name though. My name is Alexander, and I'm calling from the UK. That's lying, right? Like, in other words, I got a pen here, guys. So I need to have some good questions to ask her. In other words, no, not detox. It's too late to call. It's 8:54 here, guys. Trust me, she's awake. She ain't that early bird. They're from the network. Thank you, Alexander from the network. What network? The network. That's why I like the name Mark came up with. Alex from the network. I need some good questions, because if I start laughing or something, she's going to put it all off. Maybe she might not even answer. But it's a 520 number. Make an English newspaper name. No, we'll just leave it at the network, because it is us. So.
Sorry, I was muted. I was freaking out muted. Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. See, I didn't follow that. Now, which Soto case? Are you talking about the little girl, right? Because I also found out that he also followed that Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra case, and the Leticia Stauch case, which we were talking about the other day. And oddly enough, there were ransom notes called in that asked for Bitcoin. I don't doubt it, Doug. I didn't know that either, Nina. Yeah, that he. Wow.
Yeah, just see new saying. Oh. How do you feel about? We know how she feels about the parking, but we need to give her a little something like. Do you feel the parking has eased up a little bit? I'm not aware, right? But you know what I mean. Has it been better for you lately? Is this Mrs. Dr. Sue Ellen? Hello, Dr. Sue Ellen.
That was something else that I noticed too. I noticed it, but then I heard someone else comment on it, and it clicked on me. It clicked to me. It was in a chat. I'd heard him say, when he was talking to her outside, Dr. Sue Ellen. And someone else said, and I never even thought about it this way, they said he said that to her to let her know that he knows who she is. He's calling her cell phone. He went and looked up her number online in this one and is calling her cell phone.
I'm calling from Bofa and from the network. I found it. Okay. I'm still going to call her. You guys don't think it's going to be too late. Can I hit that bone? So anyway,
Yeah, she's a doctor of philosophy. She's an anthropologist. And she works at Arizona University. She worked at Arizona University. Right, Douglas? Exactly. Exactly.
I was on chatty. I was like, hey, give me some... is, I asked Chad to say, the curious case of Nancy Guthrie in British lingo. Stop. That were cool. Stop moaning and eat, you miserable sod. You mustn't grumble. You're full of beans. Orale, she gave some good head. She got like the bee's knees. Sorry.
Yeah, that helps find an 84-year-old kidnapped woman, right? That helps everyone take this whole case seriously. Right? Right. Friggin' ridiculous. That just... Ugh. And that was, just to let you know, that was published by Nerdy Addict and then retweeted by Badass News, who's in here I've seen him in here once, I think, once or twice. Oh, this is the other story that's going on, is this Brian Hooker out of Michigan. I'm going to be watching on this story. He and his wife were on a dinghy in the Bahamas, and supposedly rough waters came up. She bounced out and was lost out in the ocean. He drifted for like 4 hours to an island where he could finally call and get signal and call the Bohemian police. And hello, Miss Nadia. And oddly enough, he fell out of the boat on his way back with the police. But he was in a life jacket, but he was in handcuffs, and so they had to hurry up and make a water rescue of him. But yeah, I don't know. There's some weird things coming out. There's some history of DV, where actually, though, he was not the one that went to jail for it. It was Lynette, the wife. There is a history of alcohol problems, and there's a bunch of text messages that have come out. And I thought that was hilarious. I thought, oh my gosh, if he did this, wouldn't that just be karma right there that he fell out of the boat, you know? Yes, I actually, Truth and I were going through that today, though, but he doesn't have all the details right. I'm gonna go through that more. I want to watch that, and I want to because I'm a ripper aparter, but he's got little bits of things that are correct that he's kind of mushed together. I think we possibly have somebody who's kind of mentally ill and who has kind of taken bits and pieces from these different stories. And I don't believe he's lying. I believe he believes this is true. But yeah, I'm treading lightly on that one, just because that Burger Chef cipher, I remember when that whole thing came out. And I also think it's kind of funny that it has to do with Grand Theft Auto. And that was one of the people, and then Rockstar Games. And that was one of the people that JLR sued, was Grand Theft Auto. And he was talking about things from the Zodiac Killer, the Scorpion ciphers, the Scorpion cipher, which was used to decipher the last Zodiac Killer letter, I think it was, the Burger Chef cipher, which has never been proven to actually be a cipher. It was something that was hidden in the Grand Theft Auto game. It's this little 22 number symbol thing that people believe is a hidden cipher in Grand Theft Auto, and a big conspiracy theory by Rockstar Games. Yes, and it's tied to S&M. And it's a big rabbit hole. And so I was watching it earlier, and I started every single thing that he said. I started going through it. That was something that I read too, though, is that book was also in the game, and that they have not been able to find actual copies of it. So that's why I want to go through that. This book is kind of a what do you call it? Like the Book of the Dead in The Mummy. You know, it's like this legend that people don't. But that was something that I read, is that some people, that the book, they don't know if that's actually a book, a true book that was created because of the game, or was something that came out before. It's one of those big conspiracy theories, and I don't know. Like, the more I got into it, he didn't have all of the things correct that are known about, like, Zodiac and things like that, and it just, I will go through it though, because I am see, I didn't get the dates 1919. I got the date 2019. But yeah, like I said, I am not going to speak on it because I want to look into it more myself. Because I do remember when that all came out, when that game came out, and that was in that game. So you got to remember, I was a gamer. So, but I am going to, I'm not getting on you. I'm just saying I'm not gonna say, like, how do I want to say it? Like, I don't know much more about it than that. So if I say something about it anymore, then I'm not speaking on fact. I'm just speaking on, like, what my, like, opinion based on, like, little things that I know. But I want to make sure, I really do want to read it. I did read into that too. Okay, truth. I'm going to have to try. I know I'm going to have, was it oracular writing? That is what Annie taught at the college. Oh no, I don't mean, you do not have to apologize. You didn't do anything that needs an apology. But I did read them. What it is, there's all these, I've seen all these rumors coming out about them being, like, you know, into the dark arts and all of that stuff. I have not seen anything that leads to that. She taught this type of writing, which it's kind of, for people who don't believe in that stuff, it might look to be as evil, but it is, how I understood it was, it's like channeling writing through yourself. So you're not consciously writing, you're channeling spirits or energy or the universe to tell you what to put down on that paper. So it's like a sensitivity kind of a thing. And it's been something that's been a thing. There's nothing evil about it. It was done in, like, ancient, you know, China and all that, in ancient Egypt. It's all of these things that they believed powers were coming through them, and kind of like the Nostradamus predictions even. No, and it was said that she was, now, do I think she's kind of weird? Probably, yeah, compared to, you know, regular everyday people. And maybe that's why they didn't want her talking. Oh, gosh, she's going to say something weird, you know, make us look bad or whatever. I mean, but, and I keep hearing rumors that they're Wiccan. I have not seen anything to prove that. But even if that's true, and again, I don't talk about religion or politics because it's the first way to get people to start fighting. And I enjoy the fact that we don't fight in here, right? But that is not a right. Yeah, exactly. Simpsons did it. Do you remember that? I don't know if you ever watched South Park, but Butter's little friends. Simpsons did it. It is kind of scary, isn't it? That the Simpsons have predicted everything. But even Wiccan, it's not satanic. They don't believe in Satan. They don't believe in a devil at all. And from what I have read about it, is it almost seems to me very similar to, and I have friends that are Wiccan faith, and it seems to me like they're going back to some more ancient beliefs versus when you look at the history of the world and the earth and all of that, Christianity is fairly new. I mean, is it in the grand scheme of things? Exactly. It's nature. It's the stars, and they do have gods, but they have more than one. There isn't just one supreme being. And see, I was very lucky. I had a grandfather that was into theology, and he read every single. He was brilliant. I did not get that from him, FYI, but he read every single religious text that he could get his hands on, that he could get in a language that he understood, and he taught us about them in a historical, scientific manner versus saying this is what you must believe. He broke them down, and they really are history lessons, and they really are interesting. And so I did do some reading on that, and I thought this is not exactly. And they celebrate the harvest. They celebrate, the equinoxes. And we've seen that in many cultures. The Druids, oh my gosh, Doug, help me out. The rocks, Stonehenge. Stonehenge. That's what I was trying to think of. This is what created everything that we believe and know now. And it's all little bits of all of these different things, And I think so too. She was the middle kid, and I think she probably did a lot of people that, and look at Akhenaten and Nefertiti. They literally halfway through their reign switched up and told everybody, hey, guess what? We now believe in this one God instead of these other separate ones that we do. They completely changed their whole entire kingdom to believe this way. And that's the only way to be, truth. I don't know if I'm a hippie. I'm just a little bit of everything, I think. I'm a little conservative. I'm a little liberal about some stuff. I'm a little conservative about other stuff. I'm my own being. I'm just my own person. I don't fit with anything really, but no, this story about, and see, the other thing that's gotten me interested in this story is that they are from the part of the state that hoppy, well, it depends on what you're smoking, exactly. Yeah, no, I can't be put in a box either. I love free thinkers too, because anything really is possible. And I really do believe that a lot of the things we say, we have to be careful with what we say because, hi, Austin. Because I don't think we realize how easy it is when we start talking about stuff that things are manifested. And I don't think that there's any magic about that. I think that that's just there's rules of energy and laws of attraction and things like that come into play with all of that. But this Brian Hooker and Lynette Hooker story, they are from the same part of the state that Driver grew up. And so this is kind of, not that we don't know them or anything like that, but just hits home knowing that it's somebody from our area. And I hope this was just a horrible accident, but I think that there's a lot of things that are coming out, that some of these text messages, and again, we go back to everybody grieves differently, right? I get that. But I don't know. Hi, Erica. I'm glad you did get here. There's just some odd things. And so, we'll find out. Like one of the things that I watched, and I want to watch this over again, because again, a lot of these things I was watching and catching up while I was doing stuff today, and I didn't get to actually concentrate. But Ashley Banfield has texts from him. His friends are coming out. These friends of theirs, neighbors of theirs, are coming out and releasing a phone call that he called one of them, and they, for whatever reason, they believed that they needed to record this because they said that his the way he was acting just wasn't right. And some text messages that have come out, and I'll be going through those later in the week too, because it just, I don't know. It could be a situation where a bunch of things just went wrong at once. Chances are because that they had been drinking, and so they probably weren't as quick or as sharp as they normally would have been. Maybe not making the best decisions, but there's just still something weird. When you grow up in Michigan, and I would assume any state that has a lot of lakes or has beaches, things like that, especially if you grow up on boats, things like that, there's certain things that just become automatic that you do that I didn't see being done here. And it just negligence, or, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be, and can anything be done now? Because the Bahamas let him go. Like, I'm wondering, will this continue over into the United States? Can it, or will they continue that? That's going to be an interesting thing to want to see if they do more. Because I don't know if you watched Ashley this morning. I think it was either this morning's podcast or last night's. But she talked about that the route that he talked about that he went back on, that it wasn't this weebly wobbly route to get back to this island like you would think if you were just drifting because you didn't have an engine and you didn't have. And I swear, because we used to have it wasn't a dinghy, it was a bass boat, but it had an outboard. It was an outboard, and that would be what a dinghy had. And while we had a key, we could still start that motor from the motor, I thought. No, I hadn't read about the murders yet, the Burger Chef murders. That's what I'm going to try and do this week and this weekend is read into those and just see what, because even if they're not connected, it is, it's an unsolved case. It's still unsolved. It was from what the two articles that I read is there's still a cold case, and so that alone is worth looking into. That was, again, I think I've told you before. You're probably sick of hearing it, but that was how I started my channel, was just like cold cases. But no, it's going to be, I'm wondering what we're going to find out. And was this just a horrible thing, or did they get in a fight? And another thing that was heard about this daughter, it was a comment that he made, and it's not, I can't quote it at the moment because I don't have it pulled up, but something about, well, see, I started to, and then I realized I had to make dinner, and so I had to stop. That's the only reason I didn't, because trust me and believe, I'm going to be going down that same rabbit hole, Doug. Trust me. We're going to have to set up Discord for some of these, because just so we can, share all of our stuff. But no, I do want to go, and I will admit it, I am stubborn. I'm stubborn about conspiracy theories and about, all this, connections here, connections there and stuff. I do get stubborn about that. And I drive people absolutely nuts. I drive Truth Warrior. I know I do. I know she loves me, but I know I drive her absolutely nuts. Because everything she says, I'm like, I'm going to look into that. Let me go look that up. Let me go do this. And I do the same thing to Molly. She's like, God, could you just sit there and just enjoy this with me, or just watch this with me, or so I think I'm going to work on that this weekend, get that all connected so that we do have a little spot to I did see that he was always driving it, but so hear me out with that, okay? Is that so let me put that up there so I remember, so I remember to focus. There's no reason for the key to be out of the ignition at all, unless you're not on the boat. I mean, our key stayed in the ignition unless we parked it and then flipped it off, took it with us. Well, we locked it in our glove box, and we had a key that we locked in there. I mean, now the boat's gone, so if anybody's going to try to come to my house to get I don't have a boat anymore. But sweet, that's right. I forgot that you said that, Truth. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Doug, I started, and I'm out. In fact, I'm almost out. At school time, they had those thick, like three subject ones on sale, and I bought a bunch of them. They were on sale for $1, and I bought a bunch for me and for my oldest son, because he uses them for school, of course. But yeah, I need to consolidate one because I've got 2 half notebooks, but I need a new one. But reading the story of, now again, this is back in 2015 when they had their DV called to their house. But what happened was, when they got there, she was the one that was the aggressor. He had marks all over him, and she had none. Now, again, doesn't mean nothing happened, but, you know, something in these stories is it's kind of like human nature to automatically believe that the man was the perpetrator and the woman was the victim, and it's not always that way. You know, I refer back to that Linda Sturmer trial out of Michigan, and the retrial it came out, he maybe wasn't the nicest guy all the time, but he wasn't abusive. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't, what do you say? He wasn't the problem. And then when they did the retrial, they found the same thing. And, but that was the case, is that she ended up getting arrested that night and put in jail. So, you know, I had a thought too. What if they got in a fight and she said, screw you, and pulled the key out, put it in her pocket, and just was, you know, inebriated and took off. So, I don't know. I mean, it just, I don't know, it makes you wonder. Yeah. I love how they come here. Do something else. I'm already doing something, okay? You go do something else. But I wonder, was this just a volatile relationship altogether, where they both kind of went back and forth with each other and this bad thing happened that night? Or was she the aggressor and he got mad and doinked her out of the boat? Or was this really just an accident? Because Ashley, or was it Ashley? I think it was Nancy Grace was saying, oh, this wind just all of a sudden come up. Well, anyone that's been a boater or has been on a boat knows that can absolutely happen. You literally can be fine in one spot, move 20 feet ahead, and your hair's whipping back. I mean, it just happens. Water weather is a lot different than land weather because you don't have all these things blocking the wind, blocking this, blocking that. It's just different. And I do think it's odd that they parked that far out to go to somewhere inland and use this tiny dinghy to go all the way there. But yeah. Yeah. Our boat wasn't real big, but I am a little dingy. I'll totally admit it, my man Jerry. Trap houses, yeah. I live near Flint, so I have plenty of those to go visit. In fact, I was laughing because Molly had said to me a couple weeks ago, she's like, you know what you should do? She's like, you live right by Flint. She's like, when you hear a call, you should go and stream it so people can see. I'm like, there is no way that my behind is going down into the north end of Flint to videotape somebody getting mugged or a house on fire, because I will be the next victim. That's not going to happen. So no, no, that's not me. I love you too, my man Jerry. But no, ours was was it 19 feet? It was a bass boat, and it had open bow. So I had my big, pretty captain's chair up in the front, and I'd have my fishing pole. I'd have all my stuff, and oh, no worries. No worries. I love joking, and I am the first person to laugh at myself. Trust me. So don't worry. I am not easily offended. But I do know that even just being on like some of these little lakes, like all of a sudden it can just windy and you're trying to get in. Now I'm sure that motor wasn't as big as like our motor, but I know that we used to be able to start it from the motor, because at one time we had a problem with our ignition, and it's like a fail-safe kind of a thing, so that if something does happen, you can still do that. And so yeah, I'm gonna kind of look into that. I'm just interested, and it's just odd. So for my finale tonight, though, let me find it. Where is she? Here it is. And I'm going to speed this up, but this is, and if any of you remember, like I said, I'm just going to kind of throughout the week until this retrial happens, just find some clips and some little reminders of exactly who Leticia Stauch is. So
a view of Leticia, along with Deputy James in the back seat of the van. They're sitting in captain seats. And during that portion of the video,
can you guys hear this? It seems so quiet to me.
You can see Leticia moving around slightly, and that's because her hands are handcuffed to a belly band around her waist, and she is manipulating her hands out of the handcuffs, and she obtains a Monster Energy can, and she strikes.
And Jerry, I will never miss an opportunity for a joke either, so I totally appreciate that and respect that. Well, and ours had a floaty on it. But there was something, because I remember it happening, because something happened with our ignition, and we were able to go back, flip up the little top of the little outboard, and I don't know what he did, but it started.
Deputy James in the face with that full unopened can of Monster Energy drink, and then struggles with Deputy James. I myself have noted several pre-contact cues where she is glancing at Deputy James' waist area where her gun was kept. And then ultimately, whenever I come back to assist Deputy James once the vehicle is stopped, she also glances at my waist where my gun is kept. I took that to be a threat that she was attempting to obtain one of our weapons.
So let's have some context. Where did this occur in that travel
Hello, TrueCon.
from South Carolina to Colorado?
This is in Kansas on Interstate 70,
What approximate speed were you all traveling when this occurred?
about 75 miles an hour.
What was the reaction to this action by the defendant to who was driving?
Deputy Riley was.
What was his reaction to that happening in the backseat of the van?
We immediately start giving commands to Leticia to stop. And as we're doing that, Deputy Riley pulled over to the shoulder of the interstate. Thankfully, there was an area clear for us to pull over, and he slammed on the brakes.
I love those little emojis. Is that how you say it? Sound like my mom trying to pronounce the interwebs terms.
Which put her into the back seat of my seat.
Was that a highly dangerous situation that was unfolding?
Absolutely, yes.
What made it highly dangerous?
Ms. Stauch was already suspected of murder, and she assaulted a deputy who was armed and attempted to obtain her firearm.
What about the fact that you're on the highway and that action or reaction by Detective Riley had to occur? Did that also enhance the dangerousness of it?
Yes, he wasn't able to exit the vehicle to immediately help us because of traffic that was traveling so quickly next to us.
All right, let's go ahead and play that.
And I believe it's 21 minutes. Would you like me to stay up for this?
Is it
I'm fine
21?
with, yeah, it's roughly that.
Okay, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna mute for a second because I have to say goodnight to my oldest.
Okay, you can go ahead and step down.
Thank you.
You ready?
Let me see if I can try and. I don't know why it won't let me do it anymore. Okay, I was trying to zoom it in, but.
Stop. She keeps threatening me. Stop. She keeps on threatening me. I have stopped it. She keeps on. She got out of restraints. She keeps on. Threatening me. I will for you. She keeps put your arm down. Put your arm down. She keeps threatening me the whole time. Tisha, give me your arm. I will to you. Tisha, give me your arm. I will to you, but not cooperate with me. Cooperate with me. I will with you, but not with her. Cooperate with me. I will with you, not with her. Tisha? I will with you. I said I would with you. Give me your arm now. I said I would with you. I said I would with you. And I wouldn't use.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting. I said I would with her.
Go ahead. I got her on.
I have some.
Stop
I'm not
resisting. Yes, you are. Stop it. Put it behind her back.
Yep.
Tisha, stop it.
I'm not even doing anything.
You just got another charge.
Well, she shouldn't be doing me like this. Stop trying to turn. I'm not trying to turn.
You can stay that way the rest of the trip.
Here's what we want to do. We want to the nearest detention facility. Oh, they're everybody knows where. Oh, could you please untighten it from my hands? Not right now, Keisha. Yes, it's all my arms.
Lean forward. Lean forward so I can adjust it. Stop manipulating. Stop.
Hitting you.
So there, and that is, let me see if they've got anything. There's some more.
You good? Let me call you up.
No, I don't know where we're at.
Okay, hang on. Lock the doors. I got her what?
Can you turn the air on?
Your white t-shirt.
Well, I asked for help for the air and she's been nothing but mean to me the whole day.
And this just shows the attitude. Like, she's demanding the air demand. Like, who? You murdered your stepson. She's worried about herself.
I can't breathe. Stop. I can't breathe. What? Just open it so I can breathe. That's all I'm asking for is to breathe. I'm just asking to breathe. That's it. It's to breathe. That's all I want to do is breathe.
2600 Avenue. We're right by Pretty Horses. On 70.
I'm not
Anyone
resisting her.
upstairs can see the.
You're hurting my arm.
My phone is jacking up cold.
You're hurting my arm. You're hurting my arm.
Stop.
I just, it's hurting my arm. Just let my arm go. It's hurting my arm.
The more you press against me, the harder I'm going to press on the
It's not the pressure point. It's my arm. It's bent backwards. It's hurting. Can you just take
Yes,
pressure
ma'am.
off
This is
my arm?
Detective Bethel with the El Paso County Sheriff's
Please,
Office.
off my arm.
Your mind unit
I am.
to the 2600 block of
It's pulling my
Interstate 70.
pulling my wrist, please.
I have Leticia Stauch in custody. He just attempted to escape and she tried and resisted.
I didn't try
Hold
to
on.
escape.
You did try.
No, I didn't open the door. The breathe.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on I-70 westbound in the 2600 block.
We were calm. We were not doing anything, correct?
Can you please, but with my wrist.
Let me speak first, okay?
Okay.
So you tried to open that
Do
door.
you remember the last mile marker we hit?
The door so I could breathe. It's hot. I asked you to help me. Did you just lean over and don't help? I said, hey, could you please find out how to turn the air on? Hey, the whole time you've been nothing but rude to me.
Tisha.
I'm just putting my arm down because it's hurt.
So she opens the door in a moving car because she's hot. That's, yeah, okay.
I didn't try to escape or anything. I legit opened the door to breathe.
Detective Jessica Bethel with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office.
Ow, my arm is hurting.
I am in a gray Chrysler minivan bearing Michigan plates. We have the hazards on and we're on the shoulder of the road.
Tell him to pick it up.
And we need a code 3 response, please.
Oh, thanks, my man, Jerry. I don't keep up with all of them. I'm just, I'm kind of rotating right now. Nancy Guthrie was probably one of the ones. It's been a long time since I've really gone that deep into a case and really gotten. And then all this JLR stuff happened, and so now, I'm just trying to do little updates, and because I am curious about these things, I don't want to say, a lot of people talk about it being entertainment and stuff like that, and I don't necessarily look at it like that, but I am interested in this stuff, but I'm finding that I can't have a steady diet of anyone that I follow because some of them can really affect you, And I think you were one of the ones that said you needed to step away for a little bit. And that's totally understandable. I think we do. If you feel yourself getting just overwhelmed with this stuff, it's okay. You have to allow yourself that. It doesn't mean you don't care. It just means you are taking care of your own self.
You said you would help my arm. I appreciate it.
Nope. He's assaulted.
Oh, it's hurting.
Boy Edward Tom Henry Edward
It's
Meehan.
hurting my arm. It's hurting.
8483 is her birthday.
I did not try to escape.
No, ma'am. I have two other
Tell us
deputies
the
with me.
story.
SRT.
Could not breathe. I actually opened the door.
We've got her under
Yes, ma'am.
control right now. We've got Kansas coming out here now.
what I find ironic is she's complaining about her arm hurts. This just popped in my head that one of the things that was said was done was that, and this was before the weekend that she took Gannon's life, but he had like been burned by candle wax on his hand. And I was always wondering if that was like maybe some sort of punishment. Here she is complaining about her arm.
Well, we're gonna get some other equipment to at least secure her, or at least have them, somebody take us or escort us to the border, and then have one of our people come to the border.
You're hurting my arm,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, everybody's fine. You're good. You hit her with a fist. She got out of her cuffs.
She slipped her cuffs and
She
hit
slipped
a deputy and tried to escape.
I did not try to escape.
So that's what our plan is. So if you can, I don't know how far we are.
Nope,
But
we're all
as
okay.
soon as we get an escort to the,
We just need a secure unit to transport further.
we're gonna have, is that for state patrol? We'll have them escort us to the Colorado border.
Are you having a state patrol?
Well, my arm is hurting.
Or who's dispatching out, man? Where are you trying to go? Okay.
I just want to get off my arm. It's hurting.
I understand. So if I feel like you're trying to pull against me,
If I could get a state patrol officer en route as well to help me escort to the Colorado border.
Lift my head off.
like we're getting the time and we'll see what we can do.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna put my partner, Detective Riley, on the phone with you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
We're at 284.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Can you please look open this?
No, not up for that.
After what?
Once you're
Yes, ma'am. We're doing an expedition.
I didn't try to
Piece of
escape.
that.
I opened the door to breathe.
Back
You
to
know-
Colorado. She
Yes, I
slipped
did.
her cuffs and
You know-
assaulted a deputy. We have her under control right now. But we would appreciate it.
I feel like it's breaking my wrist.
And then we'll have our state patrol meetings.
And again, her mental health was called into question. But she knows to lie to keep herself out of trouble. That's being aware of right and wrong. So two things can be possible at the same time. You can be mentally ill and still be responsible for your crimes.
Relax.
I
Or
can't.
the pressure will get
But
worse.
if it gets worse, then guess what? I have to go to a hospital because she hurts me.
What's your number, Jess?
On Matt, 650-719. Should just be able to look it up.
That's correct. We're at the 284.
284, westbound.
My wrist is hurting. It's hurting.
Relax.
I
keep
can't.
still.
My wrist is breaking.
Your wrist is not
It is
breaking.
hurting.
The more you wiggle, the more it's going to hurt.
Thank you.
Relax.
I'm trying, but it's hurting. Like the things are hurting my
Stop
wrist.
moving.
No, that's fine. We'll wait here for officers.
You're pushing down on
Thank
the
you,
woman.
ma'am.
We've got
Bye bye.
right now.
They're coming right now.
We've got 6 en route.
Stop trying
I'm
to,
not trying to resist.
then stop turning.
To you. You're holding me for nothing.
Okay, stop trying to turn against
I'm
my
not
man.
going to turn against you. You're holding me.
Go ahead and buff over. We're going to make sure she's not going to get out of her restraints this time. Let's see if they have a belly belt, a real one.
I'm hurting my wrist.
This isn't going to happen again.
Hurting my wrist. I'm not doing anything. She's doing that. I'm not doing
You're
anything.
not turning against
I'm not turning against you. You're doing that to me on purpose. See? Look what she's doing on purpose. Look.
Stop turning.
I'm not turning.
Stop moving.
I'm not moving.
Relax your body.
My body's relaxed.
Stop.
I'm not doing anything to you. You're trying to choke me now.
Turn her.
Okay, bring her out.
Out right now.
No, we got her back in. But they're
The vehicle.
they're slapped on. I mean, they're not good.
Bring her out. We're walking.
Okay.
Pull them out.
Bring her out.
Step out, Tisha.
Oh, she choked me now. It hurts.
Yeah, you go. Read to her. You're not gonna get too far. You don't get a dog. You understand?
I'm not doing anything. I didn't
That's how
try.
you better run faster.
Well, I didn't try to run away. I opened the door so I could breathe.
You guys have a where you going? Colorado? Oh Lord, you got a license. Yeah. Do we have a what? Do you have a better belly belt than this? It's because you're better. I don't have it, friend. I don't.
Here, let's do this. Let's go out here in the ditch. Let's get her down on her knees. That's what we need to get.
No, they had 3 of them transport one person. Yes, they did.
All right. And that's pretty much it with that. So she tried when she was being taken to Colorado. She tried to escape. She lied. She tried to get the deputy's firearm and then opened up the door when they were going down the road and said that it was just because she was hot. So, yeah. Whatever with that. But just do a little walk through on Twitter real quick and to make sure that nothing has come up, that none of the cases that we've been talking about tonight were all of a sudden miraculously solved while we were talking. No, I don't see anything. Oh, are those some chickens? Oh, JLR is reporting on Nancy Guthrie's property taxes. So again, what does that have to do? They're due on May 1st. Okay. Or due on March 2nd. But I don't know. I just don't understand. Let's see. I don't see anything. So I am going to watch. Is it Sleuth Intuition? There's supposed to be someone on there. What was the other one? No, I can't remember what the other one that was suggested to watch. Oh, there is somebody interviewing JLR's ex-wife Naomi. So I guess if you want to watch that, I don't know if I'm going to watch that yet. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, won't do me any harm to watch it. I understand the curiosity about her, but oh yeah, we were talking about that at the beginning. That's all that. That's the neighbors, the HOA meeting that I was telling you about the other night. See, Driver doesn't listen to me, you guys. I tell him all this stuff already, and he doesn't listen. He just stares at his phone. So thank you for listening to me, you guys. But yeah, so I don't know. It just seems like it has all become about, it has nothing to do with this missing woman anymore. It has to do with, I don't know. Oh, here it is. Let me show this.
To me, not to me.
Here we go. Remember earlier we said that this is part. So here you go, Driver. This refers to what you're talking about. This was posted by Diva Adventures on X.
On the water. Shit. I was hoping I could ask you some questions. I'm not even going to be like.
Oh, absolute circus. Absolute circus. And this right here, is Alex that we were talking about earlier, the one that called Sue Ellen, going up to a neighbor's house to ask them why his wife or whoever, the woman that lived there, called the FBI on him. Like, oh, I know. And then he's sitting there calling her a bitch every 5 seconds. Like, come on.
Like, hi, my name's Alex. Okay, 518 area code. Now I got to block you. We're texting on the live, please.
And this is the thing, too. He literally doxed himself in a live stream. So, people, I mean, you know, duh.
Hey, guys. You guys know what house is next door to it? 2121. Okay, we're going to go try it.
And literally walks up to these people's door, rings their doorbell. And yes, I would feel harassed if I was sitting there, just got home from work or whatever, ate dinner, and some doofus comes walking up to my door to be like, why'd you call the FBI on me? I don't know. Ask me why I'm going to call him right now. I mean, you know, like, how dare you? That is trespassing. You don't walk up on people's... Just, wow.
I'll turn it.
You need something?
Yeah, I was just hoping I could talk to the lady of the house.
No, not here.
Oh, okay. Because she said something about somebody walking along her. I'm turning.
Did you hear me? Said, no, I'm here. I'd like to talk to the lady of the house. No, I'm here.
Somebody walking along her wall at 11 a.m.
No, I don't think so. That wasn't her. Yeah.
Wasn't her? She didn't say that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, what was your name?
Alex.
Okay, yeah. Just saying you're being recorded.
Yeah, no problem. Same here, but I turned it.
Yeah. No, it's it.
You're good. So the lady.
Not to be recorded, though, but...
Okay, but so the lady that said that.
She hasn't talked to you. I know. I talked to
Not to me. Not to me. She said it to JLR when she was sitting on the bench.
She hasn't talked to anyone, I know.
And this was because he was walking along and searching along, like, in between the properties. Well, and that's it. It's not even about her anymore. And that's it. Sue Ellen didn't do... I mean, she has every right to ask people to get off her lawn. She has every right to ask people not to park in front of her house, not to... I mean, can you imagine looking out your front door? And at some point, these people aren't the reason that Nancy Guthrie is missing. And, like, it's not fair that they don't ever... When are they going to be able to get back to some kind of normalcy? Because they didn't choose this. They didn't live their lives in a way for this to happen. They didn't bring this on themselves. And like I said earlier, she's not there anymore. And nothing more is going to happen there. Whatever happened there happened 73 days ago. Did it happen at 10 o'clock at night? Did it happen at 2 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. But speaking of, Truth sent me a link to a video, and I want to watch it because I really want to get the information out of it. It's got some really good information about the pacemakers and how they work and how you can tell. You can almost tell just by common sense even what the body is doing or what the body's going through, the heart is going through at different points during the night. And it makes a lot of sense. It's just a theory, but it explains how the pacemaker works. And then the theory comes in of what was happening. And it does align with a lot of the things as far as how the blood got on the front door area, the walk out to the front, etc. Now, it doesn't have any theory about who did it or why they did it, but just what happened that night. And also, I did do some comparison, and I've got to get those photos off of my other phone. But the photo that we had, it's the Fox drone footage of that sliding door that had the blue and white rug and the comforter. I now believe that is the pool house. And it makes me wonder now that we were talking about this the other night, was someone in that pool house that they didn't know about. How long were they in that pool house? Because think about it. Chances are, that pool house probably wasn't even ever really used because it was grandkids or family over using the pool. They would have gone in the house to shower, to change, to whatever. Because this wasn't like a regular pool house. It was like what'd they call it? A casita. It's like a little apartment off the side that she did have someone rent about 8 years ago. But according to this person's daughter, said that she wasn't interested in renting it out after that. That she had this nice woman that, that lived there, that had grown children and things like that, that they never really interacted with each other, but that it just wasn't something she was interested in. And, and that's it. And like my thought is, if you want to protest, go sit in the sheriff's department parking lot. Sit there. Put pressure on them to solve this. Put pressure on them. Excuse me. Put pressure on Nanos to do what he's supposed to do.
We talked about it. Okay, but listen, I'm not trying to. She said that she called the FBI on me because I called, right? Or because I came by one time.
I don't know. No one's called the FBI.
Maybe I'm at the wrong house.
You're probably at the wrong house.
My apologies.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys, I'm gonna walk the street now because a lot of the doorways are far from the street. I thought for sure that was it, guys, but if it's not, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, and usually when people buy houses that have doorways that are far from the street, it's because they like their privacy. They like that people won't just come walking up on their front door, right? Exactly. Go search. There are plenty of areas that they can search that wouldn't be getting in the way of Pima County. And if you want to search and you don't want the sheriff's department coming after you, then instead of doing it live, record it. Record it. And that also is the thing, is if you're live and you come walking up on something, let's say someone is live. One of these guys is live and they're walking around and they do find her. And this is the first way her family sees her. Like that's where it comes back to responsibility. And exactly. And then if you want to show it later on, that after the family's been told, after everything happens, then you edit that part out or blur it or whatever, and you can upload and publish that video. But this race to get everything on live, while it has shown us some stuff, there's a lot of things that it could show that I know that happened with Adventures with Purpose one time. And they had to shut the live stream down because they did find someone in a car and he was like hanging out the side of the car. And see, that's because you care more about him than about him having an advocate to search, to look, to whatever, than to get recognition for yourself for doing it. It's kind of like when people donate to charity and the first thing they do is hit the live button when they're handing out food to homeless people on the street or something like that. Is it because you're trying to get other people to do it? Or is it because you want recognition for doing it yourself? And if you do things, you don't always need an audience. You just knowing yourself that you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart. And you know what? Talk about it, yeah. But I don't think throwing the camera in the face of someone who's down on their luck is necessarily respectful either, And
take his word, but let's see what house I did knock at. I mean, out of all of them, I might have hit 4. Nobody answered. He said, "You're being recorded." Nothing new, I know.
And he's got like this attitude. He said, "You're being recorded." Yeah. I would too. If someone that had been causing issues in my neighborhood then yeah. I mean, who do you think you are? They don't know who this guy is. And if at this point they'd heard about their other little buddy's record, sorry, but guilty by association, right? Exactly, Truth, exactly. And it's becomes about everything that it shouldn't be. It's not about, hey, are there any new clues? Hey, we searched this. Hey, we searched that. There's something, and I wonder if this could be done in this case. That's something. Oh, I can't find my pen. Okay, Truth, if I tell you to remind me, I will hopefully remember myself. I want to look into, there is a website that you can use, and it's a satellite imagery website. And Canvas and Crime. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I know for whatever reason, people have been getting the memberships on replay, not on live. So it might be because I don't have enough people that aren't members when I'm live. So if you do get one of these memberships, please, next time you're here, give Canvas and Crime a thank you. So, and thank you, Canvas, for supporting my channel. Thank you so much. Oh, Truth. Go to where my subscribe thing is, and it should say join. Click join, but at the bottom, turn on your gifts. Because if you don't have that turned on, you won't get one of the memberships. Oh, I am so much better, Canvas. I loaded myself up with Sudafed today. Last night I took some Benadryl. And then I went and got nose spray today, but I didn't have my glasses when I was at the store. So I got the box that I thought I normally get. And the first thing I do is I get in the car and I'm like, I go to nose spray myself. And I did not realize that apparently the stuff that I grabbed was mentholated. Oh my gosh. If you're not expecting that up in your nostrils, that's like, oh, I was like, I had to sit there for about 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. I'm not sure. It's on I know my son had to do it for me before. It's on, if you go, it'll be on my page or someone that you're subscribed to's page. And when you hit that where it says join, like you would if you were gonna buy a membership, at the bottom, I think it says turn on gifting or accept gifts. That's what you have to click. You have to enable it so that you can receive the memberships. And you have to check on that often because when YouTube does updates, sometimes it puts it back to the default, which is having that off. Why? What happened, Canvas? Are you not seeing everything? It might be because I've got it. I dual stream. I've got it on mobile and on horizontal. Oh, that's because she's on the mobile stream. That's why. Look up on the screen though. That's I put the chat up there. Can you see that? You should be able to see her on there. Perfect. See, is that easier? Where's that? You did, girl. You did.
Oh, I thought you were you're being recorded. Check, you got a muckle right there. Thank you. Okay, and action. These two I didn't. Look at these driveways. I don't know where the fuck that front door is. So you get shot around here. This one I did go to. I know it's not the lady that called the FBI on me, and they didn't answer. And you guys know. Right? And then I'm almost positive it's that house, guys. That's the wall, guys. Okay, how about this?
I know, I'm trying to figure out how. See if that's better. Yeah, so I mean, this is what I don't know. You know, I want to keep her name out because she does deserve. No matter what, she's gone. And I don't think she's sitting in some cabin somewhere. And it just makes me angry. This is the whole reason why I wanted to start a true crime channel. Is because I didn't want to get in fights with people. I didn't want to get in drama. I didn't want to review people. And I thought the best way was to have a channel where I just did better. You're always welcome to sneak into my chat anytime, Bear Force. But, and I kept telling myself, I'm just going to ignore it and I'm just going to be better. I'm just going to do better. But I can't ignore this. I can't ignore this kind of stuff. It's a big, giant joke, isn't it? It's a joke. How dare you go up to someone's door to ask them if they called the FBI on you? How dare you? If you really were there because you cared if she was missing or not, then you just assume that these people are being extra vigilant about one of their neighbors and someone that they care about. And you're willing to blast people's faces all over the place to say that they could be a suspect, they could be this, they could be that. And but it's not okay if somebody, does it to him. And oh, nothing. No, I was just some of the people that are covering this case, this missing Nancy Guthrie case. One of the guys, the HOA has now kicked everybody, like pretty much wants everybody out of the Nancy Guthrie. She was that 84-year-old woman that went missing in the middle of the night. 73 days ago. And there's a bunch of streamers out there that are just making it a complete, absolute circus. And law enforcement is now put down major rules about who can be out there, who can't. They're upping patrol in that area to keep these guys out. But this guy, he was walking on, like, in between people's properties, things like that. And someone called the police on him. He was searching, he said. And he got angry about it and decided to walk down and start knocking on neighbors' doors and ringing their doorbells, asking why they called the FBI on him. And he also on live, last night or the night before, there's a neighbor that's been quite vocal about people not being on her property, not blocking her driveway, things, regular things that any of us would be ticked about. And, oh, you're fine, Nadia, no worries. And he looked her information up on the internet, on Google, and doxed her last name, and then tried calling her live to, as he said, interview her. And I believe she's in like her late 70s. This is an older woman. They don't need to mess with her. She doesn't have anything to do with any of this. She just tried to kind of stick up for herself and her neighbors, and it's time everybody goes home. And like I said, if you want to, the only people to protest now at this point are the sheriff's department if you want something done, the news outlets. No, he let me see. Yeah, I'll play this for you.
She can put it to the middle. Mom has an 818 number. So you still have an 818 number?
This is him looking her up.
Oh, she's all about California. I get it. Okay, let's see. Call this old heifer.
Calls her an old heifer.
Let's hope this is it. I'm not doxing her, so I'm not like, showing you. I'm like, oh no.
I feel the same way. I ended up getting on early though, because last night we had storms come through and it knocked out our cable and our internet. And we're under tornado watch right now, flood watch, and storm and thunderstorm warning. So I figured I'm gonna get it all done before the apocalypse comes again, and hopefully I can get all this out before it storms too bad.
We're gonna try. Hello, is this Dr. Sue Ellen? Stay in character.
Jonathan Lee Riches, he is a true crime live streamer. And he started this case, but oh man, that's a whole total story in itself. He started following this Nancy Guthrie case, and about a month into it, it was leaked that he had a major DV issue stemming out of Washington. And that led into everyone looking into his past. And come to find out, he has been this major con artist. He was in prison for over 10 years for wire fraud, identity theft. He has just basically been a con since he was a teenager. In and out of prison. And he is known for suing the most people. No, not even normal things. No, oh no. He sued over 4,000 people. He was put into the prison mental ward, into solitary, where they eventually took away his pen and paper so that he could no longer write these lawsuits. But he did things like rode around in a car with a picture of oh, no worries. No worries, I get it. He rode around in his car with pictures of James Holmes and the Sandy Hook shooter. He had their pictures on dolls that he drove around with in his car. Adam Lanza, who was the Sandy Hook shooter, he impersonated him, his uncle, impersonated being his uncle, and did all these interviews about it. He videotaped himself pretending to have how do I say this? Mouth fun on a Coke bottle, pretending it was Adolf Hitler's. quote unquote Coke bottle, if you get my drift. And just a whole list of, it would literally take me days to go. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, while he wore swastikas on his arms, he sued that was she a senator, that Gabrielle Gifford, who was shot in the face by what was his name, John, I can't remember his name, but he impersonated her shooter and sued her for wrongful imprisonment. It's just like beyond. Molly Golightly has a 3-part videos out where she actually interviewed 2 of his ex-girlfriends that were with him for quite a while, and they have receipts to back up everything that they've said. I mean, it's like, it literally feels like a really bad movie. Oh, Bear, none of us understand. If you want me to be honest, none of us understand, because it's literally like the movie. It's like the movie Girl Interrupted on steroids, like mixed in with like I can't even, like, there's literally people traumatized by this, you know? I mean,
Character. Okay.
I'm gonna play this for Canvas so she can hear this. Listen to this, Canvas. It's okay. At least you admit it. My son is 16 too, so, and he rarely understands me, and I don't understand him either, so.
Hi, you've reached 811. Please leave a name, number, and brief message, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Listen, you fucking bitch. You're a fucking, you know what, Sue Ellen, bitch.
Yeah, and so he just goes on, he just goes on and on like this, and she's hung up the phone, but still.
Bitch, 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 bitch. Yeah, call me back, bitch.
This is one of Nancy's neighbors, whom she probably got along with because she wasn't an idiot, you know? I mean, just a second. I threw myself out. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so he's supposed to be, but he wants us, but he's mad because people get attitudes about him or they have an opinion about him. But what do you expect? You want people to respect you, but you're going to call some woman that's what, probably 80 years old, that's a neighbor of a kidnapping victim, for what? You want an interview with her? You just doxed her last name. The fact that she's a doctor. I mean, yeah, what a jerk. He was sitting out there the other day smoking a J. That's just so disrespectful. I don't care if you do that. I don't care. But there's just a time and a place. And yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, yeah, I get it. It is about clicks and views. Because if you're reporting on something that you care about or a victim that you care about, you do want clicks and views because you want as many people as you can to see your video to get your point out there, to get your information or your, whoever you feel like you're advocating for. But you do it with truth and you do it with honesty and you do it because you really actually care about who you're talking about, and you actually remember that there are real people connected to this. Yeah, see, that's exactly how I feel too, Bear Force, is you just got to be a good person. And going after an old lady on live YouTube is not being a good person. And making disgusting, derogatory jokes towards women while you're sitting in front of the house of an elderly woman who we don't know what happened to her. Her family doesn't know what happened to her. And exactly, I feel the same way. I feel the same way, Bear Force. And, and I think about, I'm a mom, I just said I've got a 16-year-old too. And I think about the fact that he's looking on social media and he's seeing these people, and I don't want him to think that this is cool, because this is not cool. This is not how men should act. And I am old-fashioned about that, about how we should treat each other. I believe women have the right to be independent and do what they do, but I think that there still needs to be boundaries, and there needs to be certain behaviors, and men still need to be gentlemen and women still need to be ladies. Am I always 100% ladylike? No, not at all. But I try my hardest, right? Yeah, it is. It is disrespectful. And I hope, this is the thing, these are the things that can get you restraining orders, get you, in trouble. And he could be just, they have the power to do really good things in these cases. And whatever you do when you turn off the camera, fine, whatever, as long as it's not hurting other people. But you can't advocate for victims and then do all this stuff behind the scenes. Oh, believe me, honey, sweetheart. And by the way, I'm almost 50 years old and you're 16, so that's absolutely disrespectful. And I absolutely know that life is not fair. And the fact that life is rarely fair is the reason why I am the woman that I am today. And I have come in contact with bad people. But what you can't do is let it turn you into a bad person. And you can't let it make you not trust people. Because you're right, there will always be the worst people. People will come into your life as tests and lessons. And some will be lessons and tests that turn out good. And some will be lessons in trust and in integrity. And I truly don't believe it's not what you go through in life. It's how you get through it. And no, you don't have to give your trust freely. You do have to be picky about who you trust. You have to vet the people that you trust. But you can't, on the other side of that coin, you can't make people like this or people like, the people that do all of these horrible crimes that we watch every day, or the people that are on here lying about it and spreading false narratives, they, even though sometimes it seems like it, they really don't represent the whole of people. It may seem like it some days, but I truly believe that, because I have seen it with my own eyes, that for the most part, people are truly have good intentions when they walk out of the door in the morning, you know? Oh, I agree with that too. And I think that is, it's not the, you can't measure, you can't measure yourself by how many friends you have. You measure yourself by the types of people who are around you, who are true friends, who you can trust. And because if you're attracting those kind of people, that means you're that type of person too. And that's a good trait to have. But yeah, I mean, these guys don't represent everybody at all. But that's the thing. And that comes back to one of my other points. They don't represent all of us. They don't. There is a lot more true crime channels on this platform that do present just facts, that do the research, that do go out and search, that would never tell a disgusting joke about women's body parts in front of a crime victim's house, that would never call someone to harass them, would never knock on the door of a neighbor to ask why they called the FBI on them, would never get themselves in a position to get the FBI called on them. But this is what gets the attention. And that's what I guess angers me or annoys me or whatever. Well, enjoy your dinner. Yeah, I'm going to get off here pretty soon because, like I said, we're about ready to have some thunderstorms. So, and I also want to get in the shower before that happens because my hair is curly enough. So, but yeah, I just wanted to play that again for you, Canvas, because it's just nasty. I don't know. Said I've got a really good sense of humor. I'm a boy mom. I grew up around all guys, so I am not, miss like, oh, my virgin ears. I'm definitely not that person. But yeah. And just again, word for the wise, Bear Force, don't ever call a woman, especially not one that's older than you, sweetheart, honey, doll. It doesn't. You might get whopped upside your head, just letting you know. I'll try not to die. Thank you. Oh yeah. Thank you, Canvas and Crime. Thank you. You're such a great supporter. Oh, and I totally forgot to call you this weekend. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well. Everything was crazy. And so I will. I promise you I will. Well, and that's it. There really are. But it's about perspective because it's real easy. I remember one of the things that my mom always taught me was at the end of your day, you got to sit down. And even if 20 bad things happened and only one good thing did, it's about perspective. And you have to sit down and you have to think about that one good thing, and that's what you got to focus on. And it's one of the hardest things in the world to do, right? But it really is about perspective. And we just got to try and I know, like I said, I always try to keep this stuff out of it, but this ticked me off. So I had to say something about it. But yeah, like I said, really are, for the most part, most of the people in this community really do care. They care about the cases that they're doing. And I don't care how much money somebody makes. If you're doing this and you're working hard, you deserve to get rewarded for it. That's fine. But just be honest, have integrity, have respect, and remember that there are real people and real families, no matter who you think did it, why it happened. There's real people connected to these that could very well be watching this and seeing this, and I don't want to be the cause of someone having more pain than they're already going through. Because most of the times, these stories that we're watching and we're digging through, they're literally the worst day of someone's life. For someone, it's the worst day of their life, you know? And so, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But if I don't float away and we still have power and internet tomorrow, I will be back. I'm going to get off here because I think we're getting ready to have some boom booms, and I'm going to jump in the shower. And then, yeah, and like I said, I've got that pacemaker stuff that I want to go over hopefully tomorrow night. That was really, really interesting. And I think it goes along with a lot of the stuff that a lot of us have been kind of thinking. Even, you know, that's something, even with the theories of why, when, what, there still has been that middle section that we all have kind of agreed on. So I think this is going to be a really interesting, just some facts to listen to and to kind of compare what we've talked about before. So, all right. You too, Canvas and Crimes. You guys, peace, love, and claws, y'all. And I will talk to you later. Thank you for viewing. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up for me. And if you're new or watching this on the replay, please hit subscribe. I really appreciate you guys have been awesome. I've been slowly, steadily growing my channel, and I am just, every time somebody new comes in, I am down for it. I'm digging it. You guys are awesome. We have the greatest chats in here, the greatest conversations, and just thanks for keeping it real and respectful. I love you guys. So everyone have a great night. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. Sweet dreams.